Here we are, rock and roll heaven outside of Chicago at the Arcada Theater in St. Charles under about 3 feet of snow. It's pretty freaking brutal out there. It's a lot nicer, this view, than it really is here in Chicago. I'm Ron Onesti, one of your hosts here for Hangin' Bangin' Artists on Lockdown. We're here every Thursday night, and it is our episode number 35. We are just talking to the greatest entertainers, the greatest musicians, the greatest voices in rock and roll. And I'll tell you what, tonight is no different. Before we bring our guests, let's bring my co-hosts on one at a time. My brothers from Dio, from Last in Line, from Black Sabbath, Vinny Appice. Come on, brother, where you at? Appice. Somebody,
my God,
it was a couple seconds. Why do you do that?
Man, your voice puts me to sleep. I don't know.
You're supposed to say it's a soothing voice. It's wonderful. We're trying to get the show going.
Exciting voice. I like that shirt. What is that? Stick on?
No.
Wow.
No, it isn't. I had that made by this Peruvian t-shirt maker. It cost $400 and he painted it right on. Actually, I'm not even wearing a shirt. This is all painted on my chest.
You got 3 feet of snow there?
Yeah, man. 30 inches almost. It's crazy.
I was sitting outside before, reading, taking a break, and the sun's on my jeans, and it got so hot, I felt like my legs were burning.
Come on, man.
I had to move the chair into the shade.
And that's the thing. Not only the snow, but you walk outside this cold, it slaps you in the face, man. And you're born and raised in stuff, and I don't care. You never get used to it. So I
just talked to somebody in Iowa, and they said they're watching the neighbor's house. They went in the neighbor's house, and there's frost coming out of the electrical outlets.
Well, look at Texas. Texas, like 10 degrees. They don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening with this stuff, man. Hey, let's bring our big brother on. What do you say?
Yeah.
Carmine Appice, little fuzz.
Hey, what's up? And now talk about the weather. I got a friend of mine that I talked to in Fairbanks, Alaska. Now, I was talking to him from Florida. It was 85 degrees in Florida. He said, tonight it's going to be minus 35. That's 140 degrees difference.
Jesus Christ.
Is that crazy? Man. Is that unbelievable? We're in the same country.
That's crazy.
That's like going like in outer space, like Earth to outer space or something. No.
Totally.
Hey, we got to tonight, guys. It's just incredible the response we've been getting on this show from all over the country. The notes, the emails, the people just been loving it. Hey, guys, I just want you guys to know out there, we are going to do something a little bit different tonight. We are going to be looking for your either comments or your questions towards the end. So go on the private chat or the comment side and chat me some questions. And if they're good, we're going to call you out and we're going to ask our guests your questions. So tonight, a big show. We've got two.
Wait a minute. Do we need a lawyer?
We may. As soon as they told me you were part of this, Vinny, I lawyered up right away.
And Carmine's been married 5 times. Yeah, he might need a lawyer too.
Yeah.
It's you're the only one that gets, like, you go through drive-throughs when you get married, right? Just that's me again.
I do.
Put on my account.
I do.
All right, let's bring our first guest to the microphone. This guy, an original founding member of the Wings. Actually, we're going to find out a little bit about it because he's actually he's pre-Wings with Paul McCartney. Yeah. Yes, he is. Let's bring Denny on. Denny Seiwell. Hey, buddy.
Hey,
everybody. Hey.
This guy.
Danny and I did a rock camp together.
Vinny, you did a rock camp with everybody.
I know.
I know. Not with Geoff. I don't think Geoff was on it, but Danny, we did it. He had some great stories.
Well, you know what they say: more than 3 drummers in the same room's a felony. So we're in trouble, dude.
It's a felony waiting to happen. That's for sure.
Well, nice to be here. Good to see everybody.
How you been doing, man? You've been doing some things, some sessions.
Oh yeah. Not a lot of sessions. No, I want to be smart. I want to live. You know, I had the first shot. I'm getting the second shot in a couple of days, so I'm happy about that. But
I get mine Monday. Second shot Monday.
Yeah. Oh, we're supposed to get it on the 22nd. That's Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
That's me.
You too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same day. Let's
Dodger
see. Let's,
Stadium.
oh no, I just go to
Dodger Stadium.
Delray Beach Civic Center,
Yeah.
where you wait online for an hour. It
Well,
was
you
funny
used to
because
always
last time I went on, I had my hair done like this, right, crazy wild. And I'm standing on the line with all these, people that are 10 years older than me, and I had this one woman come up. Oh, I love your hair. Who does your hair? I thought it was so funny. I'm standing on this line with all the seniors. It's really hilarious.
I love it though. This is new this week, right? The purple.
Yeah. Well, that actually it's been growing. All that purple is actually white. So eventually, I want to be like Denny,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna put little streaks of purple and then black when it's all white.
Well, I heard Danny's hair was black. Then he got the shot, and now it's white.
That's right. You got it, Vinny.
Right?
And I've dyed mine flesh tone. I don't know if you can see that.
I put the gray in for character, Flesh tone, yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Denny. We got a lot to talk about, some great stories. I can't wait to get to them, what you're doing now, and some other things, some other surprises. But I'd like to bring other guests that we have tonight. You talk about vocal legends in rock and roll, and this guy just blows my mind. The power, the long notes, the theatrical.
Yeah,
you know him from Queensryche. You know him from Operation Mindcrime. Singer, Mr. Geoff Tate. Welcome, Geoff.
Jeff.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello, Geoff.
How are you?
Hi, dude.
So
Great
good
to
to
see
see
you.
you, man.
Great to be on your show.
Hey, where are you, Geoff? You
I'm
in
in
cold weather?
I'm in Seattle, just getting over a snowstorm, so it's all kind of melting now. Crazy.
Better. Oh.
Wow, man.
I'm in line to get my vaccine Tuesday.
Oh,
Wow.
good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
First one?
First one. I haven't got the shot
You
yet.
know, some people say this whole vaccine is not really a vaccine, but it's something to take over our minds and our bodies.
If it were
So here it comes. I'm on my second.
the
Well,
robot,
I could use something taking over my mind right now. I'm so bored.
yeah. Taking over your mind would be a crime, Geoff. It really would.
Yeah, that's how.
Oh, my God.
That's how we started this show, Geoff. Because Steve Love, the agent who's behind us, he said, "Man, we got to do something to do something with this lockdown." So he started as Artists on Lockdown, and we came up with this idea to do this crazy show. And by the way, it's not 35. I think it's 37.
37. Wow.
Episodes.
It's hard to keep
37 episodes. And and it's been a lot of fun, man. I'm getting to see all our old friends on here, like Danny and yourself.
I didn't get my check.
Yeah, oh, that's good. Kid, don't hold your breath, though, Vin.
I sent it via like the snow dogs. What do you call those? The Iditarod. It's on its way to you though.
Okay. Must be the snow and snowstorms delaying the mail.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So
now
Denny,
a priority mail used to take 2 days. Now it takes a week.
forget about it. Yeah, going backwards. Hey, Denny, I want to talk real quick about I loved Ram, and a lot of people don't realize that that's actually pre-Wings. And it's the 50th anniversary. Any plans? Is something going on with that?
Yeah, all kinds of plans going on. They won't tell me what it is though. But no, I talked to Paul quite a bit, and I think they're keeping it under wraps. I was so surprised though when I heard that Ram was 50 because
That makes
I can't. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't believe that it was 50 years ago that we were making that first record, and after that record, that's when we formed. He said, "Let's form a band," and Wings was put together. But Ram, like I've done a bunch, like these guys here, man. I made a lot of records over these last 50 years, and Ram's always been my favorite. And it was Paul's second solo record. He played everything himself on the McCartney album, the one, the Bowl of Cherries, and that was received very well. And then Ram was like just insanely. They didn't like it when it first came out, and it was just me and Paul with either Dave Spinoza or Hugh McCracken playing guitar. Just the four of us, and then we sweetened some tracks with orchestra and stuff. But they slammed it at first when it first came out, and over time they just realized what a great record it is. And today it's like so many kids from other generations just think it's the best record they ever heard.
You know, it's almost like, you know, when you talk about you know, like Pet Sounds, for example. You know, it's got that feel. It's got that that reference. You know, as far as people just loving the structure of it. It touches people so many ways. And Ram, I think, was under you know, under, what do you call it? Was not given the credit that it deserved. You know?
Yeah, I believe the critics thought, you know, like this. He broke the Beatles up, and everybody was pissed because the Beatles was no longer. You know, it was on the tails of all of that stuff, and I think it got a bad rap. But the more they listened to it, the more they said, "Wow, there's a lot of music." A lot of people that I know said that they think that was Paul's best record. I don't know.
Wow. Well, you know, it's something that a lot of the fans, of course, the real fans, love it, but a lot of the artists really talk about Ram. And so Paul is part of the Ram project?
No. I sent him a text. I said, "Hey man, I hear we're coming up on a 50th here, and I did some guys out here in LA want to jump in and make a remake of the whole record, do the whole record." And he said, "Great, man, have fun, go for it."
Really?
So
awesome, man.
yeah, oh yeah. So I tried to get him to, you know, throw a part on or something like that to have a little fun with it, but I think he's got a number, or he had a #1 record. He's got a life, very full life, you know. So he just didn't have time for that. But I know that MPL, his company, and Capitol Records have something planned for the 50th anniversary of Ram. So it's going to be interesting. So we just signed with a company that used to be Cherry Red in London. They're now called Something of the Universe. Something.
And it's funny, the guy that did the record with him, I've been working with. I did 14 instrumental tracks with him. Fernando Perdomo's his name. What a talented kid. He's like plays guitar, bass, drums, and keyboard, and he's really, really great.
Great producer,
you know,
really quick
great
at the keyboard. Yeah.
You know, I got a little story about Paul McCartney.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
When we were with Vanilla Fudge, we heard that George Harrison used to carry our album around to all different parties in London in 1967 in those days. So, you know, it was always a rumor. So finally, when we played with Rod Stewart in London, Paul came to the show. And that's when the first time I met him. So I asked Paul, I said, "Was it true that he used to do that?" And he goes, "Oh man, it was ridiculous. Everywhere he went, he had that Vanilla Fudge album with him." I said, "Wow, how cool, you know?" And getting it from Paul is even cooler.
Oh, sure.
He was a nice guy. Nice guy.
We hear it week after week after week, no matter what guest we have, whether it's somebody that was, you know, big in the 60s and 70s, or somebody who's been, you know, in the 90s or even now, how much the Fudge has touched so many careers. Even from freaking, you know, Zeppelin and those guys. It's just amazing what the Vanilla Fudge did and how it touched so many careers.
Today, Jimmy Page posted a show that we did. You know, this date in 1969, it was Vanilla Fudge headlining, and under Vanilla Fudge was Led Zeppelin and somebody else, right?
Who cares?
And he had the whole set list that they did, and then underneath the poster it said, you know, get your tickets at. And I'm thinking, I said that ticket was probably $5 to get in.
Well, yeah.
You know.
Where did he post it? He posted the whole video?
No, they posted a poster.
Oh, just a poster.
A poster,
right.
A poster of the gig.
He
posted a poster.
Okay.
You know, this freaking Brooklyn accent's killing us.
Get out of here.
Get some coffee.
Thanks, Vinny. Hey, my nudge.
I love that. Hey, Geoff, you know what? Such a fan. You know, it's so exciting for me to be on this with you. We've worked together several times. You played the Arcada several times. Love Susan, by the way, send her our best. But you know, as a fan, the structure of your music, the theatrics of it all, it's complex. I mean, can you take me down the road of how the Silent Lucidity, even the ending of it's just great stuff. How much of it is really like, does it take a long time? Did it take a long time to write those pieces? Did it just come to you guys? How did it take me on the journey?
Well, I think everybody that is a songwriter thinks their music sounds normal to them.
It's not, man. Take it from us. It's not.
It's just the way we think, and it comes out that way. It's really a reflection about, I think, what your interests are and what your influences are. Help shape, your musicality, and it's pretty simple, really. But I know people tell me all the time, "Oh, it's so complex," and I don't think it sounds complex at all.
Well, you're obviously not listening to your contemporaries then, because compared to that, I mean, it really is. And again, for me personally, as somebody who's a fan, but I get to stand backstage and watch you perform and watch how the audience responds to your performances. Again, it's the power, those long notes, and the theatrics of it all. I mean, it's a show. It's a true show what you give people.
Very, very dynamic music, and the vocals, and Geoff's vocal has always been very powerful.
I find that very complex.
Yeah.
You guys. Oh my God!
We played together before, though, too. So
yeah, I know.
Vinny has some experience with those string changes, dropping beats every few measures. Yeah, that's always fun, huh?
Yeah, it's like, woo.
How did you guys? Where did you guys play together?
We played down in last time I remember was in South America, right?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
We did a show in South America for I can't think of where it was. Sao Paulo, maybe something like that.
Yeah, probably Sao Paulo. And also when Dio came out, we did Holy Diver tour.
Yeah.
Queensryche opened for Dio.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And we were just two bands, and we were playing theaters, and it was sold out the whole tour. And
all through Europe.
That was a great tour. Yeah,
that was a really great tour. That was the first time that Queensryche had been to Europe, and Ronnie was, very kind to share his audience with us and give us that opening act slot. It was a great exposure, and I have to say, everybody in the band was really cool to us.
Yeah, Ronnie really liked you guys. He loved you guys.
Even Vinny was cool too.
Vinny was the coolest.
I was only kidding, but we loved them. We got along so well together. It was a fun, great tour.
I always liked them, and I think I did a gig with King Cobra with you guys.
Yeah,
at the Hollywood Palladium.
That's right. That's right. Sometime in the mid '80s, I think it was.
Yeah, that was fun. That's the first time I saw you guys. I said, "Whoa, these guys are badass, man. Very cool." Your voice really stuck out to me. Because you weren't like you were sort of like Ronnie, had a really great operatic kind of powerful voice, where all these other heavy metal bands per se were, the vocals were mediocre.
Screamers.
Yeah, you guys, but you had a great voice, and your harmonies were great. And I'm a harmony guy from way back, and I just love great voices.
Because you got the doo-wop influence, Carm.
That's right.
Hey, Geoff, do you remember a gig we did together for bass player for Y&T? He was sick with cancer. Phil Benefit. And I went on with, I don't know who I played with, but I went on. And then Geoff comes on. I won't name the drummer, but he started playing, but he was on, instead of being on 1 and 3, he was on 2 and 4, one of those backwards. And on the side of the stage, goes, "Oh my God!" And Geoff's trying to sing, and then finally the band starts hearing it's a train wreck, and everybody starts getting close to each other and looking, and somebody's going like this, 1, 2, and then he got back on. I won't name the name, but I was on the side of the stage.
Vinny, call me later. Tell me who that was.
We all want to know. Private.
It was Carmine. It was Carmine.
Very kind not to mention the name. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I don't want. I never seen that before. I'm like, because that's hard to get out of if you're hearing it one way.
Yeah, it becomes jazz.
Well, I have to say that was really without any rehearsal. I think too. It was get together and play some of your songs for the benefit, and that was New Year's, wasn't it?
Yeah, actually, I think it was New Year's. It was the party for Bill, and the whole band was on. It's just when he came in with the drums, it was completely backwards. I'm like, oh shit.
That reminds me. Can I jump in? That reminds me.
Please.
I did a tour Richie Hayward was supposed to go to Australia with Joan Armatrading, and he broke his leg in a motorcycle accident. So they got me knowing that I read music and they wouldn't have to rehearse, that I could learn the tour overnight, right? So I see this one chart, and the guys who saw it before, they wrote all over it. It was unreadable. And it was odd times, you know, like you guys are talking, a bar of this, a bar of a lot of words. So I'm on the plane flying to Australia, and I said, I better rewrite this son of a bitch or I'll screw it up on the gig. So I couldn't find anything but a green pen in my bag, and I write it out. I had music paper and everything. I wrote the whole chart out in green pen, put it up on the stage that night. The lights hit it, and it disappeared.
I thought that's great. That's
Always
fucking
something.
great.
Hey, I got something
People
guys.
think that I was going to say people think musicians are demanding because we don't want the green pin backstage, right? But that's exactly why.
That's why, yeah.
You know, I know me and Vinny had this situation. I had it with Ozzy that I wasn't able to rehearse. I had this little book of charts and my gyp sheets.
Cheat sheets, yeah.
And the first gig in Europe, in front of like 15,000 people, I'm over there, turn the page, playing, turn the page. It's unbelievable how those gyp sheets work when you have no rehearsal.
Yeah,
you did that with Sabbath, didn't it?
I did it. My first gig with Black Sabbath, we didn't rehearse much. We rehearsed like 2.5 days. I had to learn all those old Sabbath songs too. And I wrote out the book. So the first gig was Aloha Stadium in Hawaii, and had the book on the floor. Everything was going good. Halfway through, it starts raining. And the book got wet and started to puff up, and the ink ran. I just couldn't. Oh no! Oh my God! So we just winged it. Winged it.
Careful now.
We winged it.
All right, now you got me going here. I got to tell you about a band I was in 1970 or 69.
Please.
With Don Preston from the Mothers of Invention.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The keyboard player, Tony Levin, brand new in town.
Yeah, man.
Joe Beck and me. And we didn't rehearse at all. It was all freeform. We had like this play free, this play in 5, this play, there were hand signs, and we had an interpretive dancer named Meredith Monk in red lederhosen. And she would dance around the stage. We had a little short guy. He had a beach towel over him, and he stood on the side of the stage, and he just slid across the stage on the last song. That was Danny DeVito.
Oh!
The band was called Aha.
Yeah, no wonder.
Way.
Oh my God!
I saw the
funny.
Mothers of Invention play in 1970, and they took the stage and they were naked. I couldn't believe it. Completely naked. Just their guitars, covering the not to be mentioned parts.
So I got one for you guys. So Jet, Band on the Run, Venus and Mars, Live and Let Die. Listen what the man said. I mean, so many hits by the Wings. You guys, I'm going to ask you a question. This is a trivia question, boys.
Uh-oh.
I want you guys to tell me. Hang on to this, Denny, for a second. I want you guys to tell me. Not only it was one of Britain's all-time selling hits of all music, but it was definitely the Wings' top-selling hit in Great Britain by far. All those hits, which one was the best-selling hit?
Live and Let Die.
Of Wings?
Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die. Geoff, how about you?
I would say Band on the Run.
Carmenucci?
I would say Band on the Run, too.
Okay. Denny, tell me.
I think it was My Love, maybe.
My Love.
Great one. Great one. Denny.
The one?
Wow.
No.
Would have never
That's
guessed
not the one. And if Denny don't know, how the hell are we supposed to know?
Well, I'm going to ask him. Tell me about Mull of Kintyre.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that don't count.
It does.
I left the band already.
Well, tell me about that, though. I mean, what is that?
What about it? I get to play it at a Beatle Fest. That's about it.
But that was what? Was it a Scottish song or was it a holiday?
Yeah,
song?
no, I don't know. It was a Scottish folk song that he turned into a song. It was one of the biggest singles ever, and he gave I shouldn't say that, but he gave the rights of that to somebody, a friend of mine actually, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it was huge. It was huge.
Very huge. You'd think there'd be all these songs. It was the biggest one.
And there was a ball. 1, 2, 3, go 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can tire, man. You can get bored in about 30 seconds. No, it was a huge record. Yeah, they loved it. The what do you call it? The accordion and the bagpipes and all that shit.
Yeah,
man, little penny whistles.
Yeah, it's something to look at. Did you know about that song, Geoff?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's I spent a lot of time in Ireland and Scotland, and you hear it all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's like their Old Lang Syne kind of, right?
2 of the guys in my band are Scottish. So.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. So we know all about. I mean, obviously, we all have different opinions on. Let's call it today's Grammy Awards, right? the show. I personally can say that I don't know that I'm a huge fan of it these days. I don't even know what it's all about. But back in '92, you were on the Grammys, Geoff. I mean, can you imagine? That's when the Grammys were the Grammys. When you got bands like Geoff's band on the freaking Queensryche on the Grammys. Now, were you nominated that year?
Yeah. A funny story about the Grammys. We were the only band that played live. Everybody else was lip syncing. And so they had to make special arrangements for us because we were really, different. We were the only band playing live. So it was a big technical nightmare, so to speak. And I would always remember sitting there on the stage, the whole band is in position, and the Grammy techs are trying to get all the equipment working, right, in between the commercial break. And they keep having this problem plugging the lead into the guitar amp, and it keeps going every time that they plug it in, right?
Oh, no.
And so the assistant producer is counting down, between the commercial, and we're all waiting because as soon as he gives us the go, the cameras take off and we start playing. This partition opens up and here we are, right? And all I can remember was the guy going 14, 13, 12. And it's a real we were playing Silent Lucidity, which is really, quiet, just relaxed, gentle kind of song. And I was so nervous. I just sat there swallowing, trying to calm down.
You know the feeling when Vanilla did the Ed Sullivan Show, right? And that was the same thing, except you rehearsed for 5 days on the set. You ever do the Ed Sullivan Show, Denny?
No, that was a little bit before my time.
No, but I was asking Denny too. But anyway, so we're getting ready to do the show, and we're coming down from the elevator, and there was a black guy was and those are the days when they had operators to operate the elevator. So I said to the guy, "Hey man, how many people watch this show?" He goes, "Oh, about 50 million." And my stomach just went like,
Oh yeah.
And then we got on the drums, and it's the same thing. They're counting down, 20, 19. And I'm like, my stomach is like going crazy until we actually started playing, and then we played. Once we started playing, it was great. Everything went well. And we even had our roadie, who's our sound guy, in the sound booth. He couldn't touch the board because of the union, but he could tell the guys, drums, vocal up, bass drum up, and we had a great mix, and it was amazing. But damn, same kind of thing, as they're counting down, you're getting so nervous. 50 million people are going to be watching this thing.
Right.
I played a show with 51 million people.
So 50 million plus one person. Is that what you're saying? Just a one.
50 million and one. That's right.
Geoff, Denny, every week this competition between these brothers drives me freaking nuts.
Hey, I love it. Works for me. I played a bigger one.
Wait, how was that drum roll, huh?
That drum roll
noisy.
Needs a little work.
It was very top-endy.
Do you guys
Hey,
remember
like-
the 1968 peace moratorium?
Right.
Wow.
In Washington, D.C., the cast of Hair, John Prine, all kinds of artists and stuff, they flew a band of ringers down from New York session people, and I was in the band. We played for that thing. And that's the biggest crowd I ever played to on the Washington Mall. We did Give Peace a Chance, and 500,000 people went back and forth on my backbeat.
Folks.
That was a memorable moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
unreal. We had one of those with Cactus at the Isle of Wight, 1970.
Yeah, there you go.
600,000 people.
Yeah.
And Rusty
And
danced and won.
No, that's me.
And our singer Rusty used to tell the audience, "Come on, get up and boogie," and he's playing harmonica, and the whole thing got up, and it was like a gigantic wave.
Yeah. Yeah.
of
It's
people.
beautiful.
It's just unbelievable. You know?
That rush. I mean, for us fans, that rush that you guys, Geoff and Denny, all you guys, you with Sabbath and Ronnie, Denny, those performances where you just have just massive amount of people. I mean, is it like at a certain point where you just like it's just like a one solid piece of person?
Yeah. You can't see beyond a certain. I don't know how many feet it is. The first 10,000 people. You can't see beyond that. It just becomes a blur.
But is it a rush that do you truly feel a rush with that? After
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, yeah. When you see a rush, when people are getting up in a wave, gigantic wave.
Yeah.
We had that again in Atlanta Pop Festival, 250,000 people. When you say get up and boogie, and everybody gets up, and it's like a gigantic wave. It's unbelievable to see.
That's why I went to. That's why I went to jazz. I don't like crowds.
Let's try it here in the new age of music. Everybody watching, get up and boogie.
wave.
Yeah, do the wave.
What about you, Geoff? What was your biggest crowd experience?
I think it was 91 Rock in Rio.
91 people?
Wow.
91 people.
91 people.
It was 251,000.
Yeah.
And one.
Yeah, it was. I think Vinny was there.
Yeah, I was there. I was the one.
Huge. It was a really strange experience that I've never duplicated.
Wow.
Because of the stage size. It was the biggest stage I'd ever seen. It was enormous. From the front of the drum kit to the downstage edge was 75, 80 feet, I would say. And then once you got to the downstage edge, the 100 yards out was all cameras and press people. And then the crowd started after that. So a football field away was where the crowd was. You couldn't even see them when you're standing on stage. You could feel them and you could hear them. Oh, yeah. They were very loud and very responsive. But pretty much you had to kind of play for the cameras because you couldn't see anybody, Mm-hmm. It was very weird and very strange. And I liked it quite a bit. But I also, I love small clubs and I love the intimacy of the small room. And that's a whole different vibe,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
How about go ahead.
You know why they call it downstage and upstage?
No.
I used to know that. Now I can't remember.
The Apollo Theater in Scotland, right? Because I used to have a kit that went all the way around me, and I would spin around.
Yeah, the Glasgow
But I
Apollo.
had trouble.
You
I had
mean
trouble
Green's
spinning
Playhouse?
around. The Apollo Theater, I think it was called.
It's called
Yeah,
Glasgow.
the one with
Glasgow
that, the
Apollo.
one with that high stage.
Yeah,
The
high stage, right? And I would
Yeah.
spin around, but I had trouble going up because the stage was so on a tilt.
Oh, wow.
And that stair, I said, "Why? What is it?" He goes, "Well, downstage is down in the front because it's on a tilt.
Yeah.
Because the old shows, people couldn't see everybody, so they made the stages on a tilt.
Yeah.
So upstage is the back because it's further up. See,
Benny,
Wow.
wasn't that the stage that was like 20 feet high?
Yeah.
Super high. Yeah.
That's the
They
one.
used to, because it being sloped like that, they used to pour Coca-Cola on the downstage edge and let it dry on there, and it becomes sticky. So when your shoes hit it, you'd stick instead of fall off the edge.
Hey, I got to use that.
What about the stage at the Budokan? I know when we played there with BBA, and I played there in '82 with my own.
I never
show.
played there.
that
Never
was
played
very, very high. It was really a high stage like that. And I
Well,
did
you
this
missed the
thing.
best. You missed the best of all though at Glasgow was Green's Playhouse. You've never
Where's
played
that?
there?
No.
Where's
In
that?
Glasgow. In Glasgow.
Oh no.
They had chicken wire in front of the stage. If they didn't like it, they threw beer bottles at you. So they put chicken wire in front of the stage, and we played there with McCartney. And
Really?
and afterwards, they rushed us into the elevator. They took us down the elevator. We got in the limo in an alleyway out back, and the kids at the front of that alley in front of the theater, they broke through the barricades and they came in and they were climbing all over the car. We had to lay on the floor and put our feet on the roof so the car would not collapse. It was scarier than shit.
Oh man!
Oh
Wow.
man.
There's a story about Joe Cocker playing there where one of his bodyguards got him in the elevator and lost a finger, and they went back and got his finger and sewed it on because the elevator door shut on
Oh
it.
no!
Ah,
What?
Oh, it's a famous place, man. I'm surprised.
I've heard the name of that place, but I never played there.
Yeah, Green's Playhouse.
We always played I played there with BBA. We played there with Ozzy actually, and we played there with Rod. I think we did like 6 nights at the Apollo with Rod over there, and it was.
we did 7. No,
Sorry, Vin.
7 nights.
7 nights.
So I don't know if you
And
guys.
an afternoon.
He played 8 nights. Yep. Hit them one up. Hey, Geoff, I'm a wine guy. And Insania. I want to hear about that. How did that whole thing happen? I mean, you've been a wine guy for a long time, I think.
Yeah. Well, I started drinking early in
I
my
think it's
life.
14, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But I started making wine and being in the wine business. 2007 was my first vintage of
Oh,
Insania.
nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've been going at it pretty regularly, and yeah, it's very rewarding. You know, I love winemaking, and I think when I retire, I'd like to get more into the growing aspect of it, the grape growing, because I really relate to that.
Not in Seattle.
Not in Seattle, no.
I live right near wine country in Temecula.
Oh, Temecula,
And-
yeah. Good.
And
some
actually,
wines
I planted grapes in the backyard about 4 years ago.
there.
And every year, these beautiful grapes come out. There's so many of them. I give them to neighbors, and
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with them. But they're eating grapes, red
Right.
flame
Yeah.
grapes. There's grapes everywhere here, so it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
But tell me the essence of your wines, Geoff. Are you doing reds and whites? Are you doing more dries? And tell me a little bit about them.
Well, we do a red and a white. The grapes and the wine are grown and made in southern Germany, in
Wow.
Alsace region.
Mhm.
Nice.
And we do a Pinot Noir red wine that's quite tasty. I'm pretty happy with it. We've been working on it for a long time. Germany doesn't usually make full-bodied Pinot Noirs, and so but I wanted to make one and see if we could do it in that latitude and that climate. And so we finally found the right kind of grape plant to plant to
The
make.
Alsace, I mean, that's a specialty. It's something you had to really cultivate, I'm thinking.
Yeah, and because Alsace is more known for its white wine.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
and they have all kinds of different types of white wine. But we do Pinot Grigio as our white. And yeah, it's called Insania, and it's around.
So, I mean, is there recipes? Are there recipes for the wine? Like you get the grapes and put this much salt or that much this?
It's very well guarded secrets that I can't divulge.
Of course, yeah.
No, I'm just saying. So, our grandfather used to make wine in the cellar in Brooklyn.
All our grandfathers made wine in the cellar.
Yeah.
But
I don't know nothing about it, so I'm real curious. Like, when you say you've been working on it, how do you work on a wine?
Well, first off, you have to plant the right kind of plant that does well and produces the kind of grape that you want to get the result you want when you make wine, right? And so there's all of the Pinot Noir grape. There's I think 5 or 6 different varieties, and then there's like 22 different sub varieties. So it takes some experimentation with the region you're in, because wine is really all about the ground that it's grown in. You know, that's what makes a huge difference, and that adds to the taste and the longevity of the wine and
the sun,
the chemical makeup of the wine. You know, so it's all about, as the French say, the terroir of the ground.
So, where do you manufacture it? In Germany?
Yeah, southern Germany. Yeah, out just south of Stuttgart.
Do you have to go there a lot to taste it all?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was born in Stuttgart, so and my wife, Susan, is from her family's from the Freiburg area, right where we make the wine.
No. Wow, that's awesome.
Cool.
So,
you drummer guys.
Hold on. So far, we had Bumblefoot makes the taco sauce.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's making the wine. Me and Vinny want to make the Italian sauce.
Yeah.
The family recipe. Go ahead, Denny.
Meatballs.
Remo had a wine. Remo Belli, from Remo Drum.
Oh yeah.
He had an award-winning wine that was called Belli Soirée, I think it was called, or Soiree or something like that. And when I was always signed to them, and I used to call them up and I'd say, "We get 2/3 off anything that you make, right, Remo?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Send me a case of wine." he made great wine. I stopped drinking, so I don't know if he still has that company. But yeah, wine is a beautiful, beautiful thing to be involved with.
Geoff, how can people get your wines? Is it available? Is it like an online thing, or is it a retail item?
Yeah, it's both. It's in Whole Foods, and
wow.
If you live in like the Texas area, they have it at Specs, the big distribution center there. But the easiest way to get it is online. If you go to geofftate.com, there's a little button you can push that says Insania, and it takes you to the winery, and you can buy it, and they'll ship it to you.
Awesome. We are definitely going to carry that at the Arcata Theater, man. I'll tell you what, we're going to feature that.
I love that theater, by the way. That's
it's an awesome theater.
Great memories of that place.
And then the meatballs.
Oh,
thank you.
Hey,
that's one of those theaters
for
where
October, Ron.
all those.
I know.
I don't know if you guys. Well, I'm
Who's
sure
booked for October?
All of you probably share the same sentiment. But as you tour so much, and you go to different venues, and so many venues are just like corporate, or they're cold and indifferent. The Arcata is one that you go there, and man, they make you feel at home. You look forward to going there and spending the day in that place, because it's like sitting in your living room or your rehearsal studio. It's so intimate, and people are really nice there, and they take care of you, and the great food, and it's a great atmosphere.
See that, Vinny?
Yep. I never noticed that, Geoff.
I know.
I've been there many times. Jesus, I don't know.
You're booked there October. You're coming there October.
Wait. Who's coming in October?
Me.
Last in line.
Last in line.
What about the other one?
I'll be honest with you. I found about the Last in Line show yesterday. I was on the phone with your agent. We're just trying to make this happen. So the fudge has got to be there, Geoff. Obviously with our good buddy Gary.
And you got to get Cactus there. We never played there.
Absolutely, we have to.
Yeah.
We should do a show, Hangin' Bangin' show, and get a bunch of people that were on the show.
Oh no, that's got to happen. That's got to happen.
Yeah,
and we won't rehearse. We just go up and do. We wing it. We wing it, Danny.
There he goes again.
Aside from the humor here, Denny, do you talk to the other Denny, our good friend Denny Lane?
Once in a great while, yeah.
He kind of fell off.
He's in Florida.
He fell off the map. I can't reach him. I was in a band with him for a while. Yeah, give me a number. We'd love to get him on here.
Yeah, I got his number too. Here's the thing. So Paul McCartney does his, he's doing his shows, and I get a call if I wanted to go to a Paul McCartney show. I said, sure. I said, who is this? It's Denny Lane. I'll be in town. You want to come with me? How cool is that? So
did it happen?
Yeah, it absolutely did. Absolutely good. And I'll be honest with you. If I could be so whatever, I don't know. I was a little, I felt a little bit because I thought.
Verklempt?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. No, I felt kind of bad actually because here, we're at, I forgot where it was. It was some one of our outdoor 30,000 person, whatever, and I'm there with Denny, and we're kind of backstage, not like backstage in this right there, but kind of. And I thought Paul would like bring Denny up and, hey, you know what I got in the audience today? I got backstage, but from a wing, it didn't happen. I'll be honest with you. I felt, I kind of felt bad. I really, really did, because it was like, it felt like.
Welcome to the club.
Right? He doesn't do that, huh?
He got Henry up. Henry came to see him someplace up. I forget where it was. He got him to stand up in the audience and take a bow from his seat. Yeah, I don't know what it is with him, like, I don't know. Just the way it is. He doesn't look back.
He's English.
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story, though. I'm making a little of this up, but we were on tour in up north of England, and one morning, their oldest daughter, Heather, came knocking on all the doors and said, get up, pack your shit, get down into the van. We got to get out of here. The cops are on their way.
Oh, so I know that one.
Yeah, so apparently they were it was like a bed and breakfast, and the guy was a little mad at the way we were hanging out the night before or something, and Paul had a little argument with him, and somehow or another Paul's elbow bumped the guy's nose. It was no big deal, but Heather says, "Come on, pack your shit, let's get out of here. The cops are." So that's where the term "band on the run" came from.
Really? From an elbow to the nose.
I think so.
I know that one.
I wouldn't bet on it.
We had that one time, and Tim Bogert was in the shower, and somebody said, hurry up, the cops are on the way. We got Timmy out in a towel, we threw all his junk, all his stuff in a suitcase, and we dumped him in the limo, and we scooted over the border. We were on a town in another state, so we went over to the other state, and we pulled into an old railroad yard, and Tim dried himself off and got dressed over there. Unbelievably funny.
I gotta tell you,
shower.
Yeah,
I've had my theater now for 16 years, I think. And back in 2013, I think in 2013 might have been your first show by us, I think. And you kind of helped put us on the map, I got to tell you, because backstage doing.
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
Yeah, Geoff Tate.
Yeah.
So basically, what he's doing his thing, and Jeff, when he's in his freaking zone, that audience is freaking his, and they're all up against the stage, and they're all just having a great time. And Jeff happens to notice somebody with their phone like this, so he freaking goes up to him. He's like, grabs the phone from the guy and does. All the way to the end of the freaking audience, and then the next day it's everywhere. And Arcada Theater in St. Charles is like on every freaking Entertainment Tonight. Everything was all over the place. And I asked Jeff to mention this because we're not a TMZ kind of show, but I tell you what, it helped put us on the. I ain't kidding. It helped put us on the national map. Everyone's like. The amount of press that we got was crazy. Just because you flicked this phone, I don't know if you were messing with them or you were pissed that they were videotaping or something, but you literally turned around over your shoulder and it took his phone all the way to the back of the theater.
Well, you're welcome.
I know. Thank you very much. Hey guys,
it's weird how that happened. We were performing the Operation Mindcrime album, and I tend to get a little into it. And the guy was shouting at me, take my phone, take a picture of me. And so I just grabbed his phone and walked towards the drum kit and then tossed it over my shoulder, and he missed it. And I guess I threw it too hard or something, but it went shattered all over the ground. Right. And I felt bad about it, so I had my guy go out and find him and then bring him backstage after the show. And he came back and he showed me the phone. It was all smashed, and he was like happy and laughing and very excited. And he asked me to sign it, which I did.
Yeah, there you go. Sign it.
Cool. That happened.
I remember nothing to do with the phone. I remember with Rod Stewart. I used to throw drumsticks out like that. And they used to go like this, Yeah. And then. One time I threw it out and I hit this girl right in the face and cut her face.
Yeah.
Right? So they brought her backstage after the show, and she's like this holding a bloody towel on her face. She goes, thanks for the stick. Can you sign the stick?
Yeah.
And I said, gladly. I'm thinking, man, I hope she don't sue us.
Right.
Now forget about it. She'd be your partner.
Now forget about it.
We used to be really afraid of that whole stick thing, and back then we were thinking like, because Scott, our drummer, used to throw them out all the time, right? And I was thinking, man, wouldn't it just be horrible if we ended the show, and the crowd all left, and there's like somebody laying there dead in the aisle.
Somebody comes in like this. Right? Oh, thanks for the stick, bro. Thank you. That was really nice.
Hey, 1976, I played with Rick Derringer, one of my first tours. Throw a stick out, went in some girl's eye, right in her eye.
Really?
Oh.
But we sent her flowers and stuff. Well, we didn't bring her back. I don't know what happened, but we sent flowers. But if that happened now, you imagine the friggin' lawsuits and shit. I don't even do that anymore.
No. I go up to the front of the stage and lightly just go like this, almost hand it to people.
Hand them.
Speaking of you drummers, don't forget, no matter what you guys do wrong, I all of a sudden become part of your equation. You know what I mean? As a venue owner.
We don't care when we play at your place. We'll just throw the hell out of all this. Take the whole stick bag.
And I know, but you know what? I love the drummers, of course, but I can't tell you how many times I'm backstage or wherever I'm at and I'm watching, and at the end I get the freaking, electricity's happening. But how many of you drummers flinging those sticks into the audience and not even like, or sometimes I'm trying to think who it was. The last two drummers literally bounced it off the stage and into the audience.
that works bad. That's not bad.
I'm like, I mean, how did you guys are killing me here?
They're like no control.
My attorney tells me you have all the shows you want, just no drummers. I'm like, sure, no problem.
The way it's memorable,
Not this show. Definitely not this show.
Especially the way Vinny hits. My God, I've never seen a drummer hit harder than frickin' Vinny.
That's right. It's because I'm pissed off, Ron. I'm
Italian. Look at the state of this stick.
I'll get to it.
That's broken in. That's called a broken in stick.
Look at that. Look at that stick. It's like
corn on the cob.
Yeah.
So, Geoff, what are you working on now? Are you working on anything new or just waiting to get out and do your thing?
Well, I completed an album a few months ago that's getting ready to come out in April. It's called Relentless. It's a album I made with a group of Italian musicians.
There you go.
Out on Frontier Records. And I think they just released the first single like maybe last week. And just doing that and getting ready to I just did a show in the Seattle area, the very first show back from lockdown at 25% capacity. It was a very small show, but it was great to play finally again, and the audience really had a great time.
Full Mindcrime? Was it a full show?
It was an acoustic show, actually. Yeah, with I had two acoustic guitar players and a cajon player and a stand-up bass player. Wow. And we did a show of acoustic songs of mine. And it was great. It was really, really fun show to do. But we have dates starting in May in Scotland, actually, and Ireland. So hopefully those will play out. That's what we're.
Wow.
Yeah. As much as obviously your show, your music rocks. I mean, it's awesome, of course. But I tell you what, I could really see your music being so freaking cool acoustic. Some rock stuff doesn't translate well. Kip Winger does a great job doing a solo acoustic, but some they try and it doesn't work out. But man, oh man, would you consider taking that on the road as well?
Oh, I did. I've done that. Yeah, in 2016 and 17, I did a all acoustic show. It was really fun because I had, of course, acoustic guitars and a stand-up bass, and I had a violin player and a cello player.
I'm saying, man.
Oh, nice.
And that worked out really well.
So you can do Lucidity.
Yeah, it was great playing Lucidity. Yeah. And actually, quite a few songs, lend themselves to violin solos. It's great.
Oh, and no worries about sticks going out to the audience on that.
Yeah, right.
No,
true. Yeah,
it's hit with a string like or something. But
when we played at 25% capacity, we do 25% of the set list.
The thing you got to worry about.
Thank you. Good night. 4 songs.
We're here all week. These are the jokes.
The thing you got to
we'll be
worry
here
about.
tomorrow night too for the next 4 songs.
Jeff, real quick, why
the
do you
thing you got to worry about when you're playing acoustic for me is like I have a cajon player, playing the hand drum, and it's kind of a brutal instrument on your hands,
Oh man,
pounding that thing like that. And I play 7 days a week. I don't like to take days off. And so my cajon player is just like a bloody mess, after like the first week.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he had to start wrapping his hands up in tape, and that eventually was using like boxing gloves, to protect his hands.
That is brutal.
Let me ask you real quick. You said the musicians were all Italian. How did that? Is there a reason? How did that happen?
They asked me. If I'd be interested in working on the album, and I listened to what they had started working on, and it sounded interesting to me. And so we began. This was my second time doing an album with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Frontiers is an Italian label.
Yeah, they're Italian, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
and I got to sing a song in Italian, which was really fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right, we're waiting. We're here.
I don't speak Italian, but I had to learn how to sing it in Italian, which is challenging.
Yeah. Wow.
Is it on the album?
Did you go like this? Would you go like that when you sang?
Every time. Because that gives it weight, it gives it meaning.
This is a word in Italian. I can't say it right now, but it's a word. Denny, how about you? What you got going on, brother?
Well, we're excited about this new record. By the way, the Ram remake of the Ram album is called Ram On.
Oh, of course.
Not Ramon, Ram On. And we're really excited. It's coming out probably May 15th, I believe it is. We just signed the record deal the other day. We're excited about it. We even had some guests, some celebrities jump on and like Davy Johnstone put a guitar solo on Smile Away. Oh my God, it's iconic.
Where is Davey? Boy, I haven't heard from him in ages.
He's here. He lives right down the street. Out here in my end of the valley. And Joey Santiago from the Pixies put a part on. We had Dave Spinoza, the original guy, played on the original Just Another Day. It's been so much fun doing it. So that's coming out in May 15th. So keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, I just saw Fernando is on watching the show. So
Fernando's he really is. I don't want to blow up.
He's a talent.
He's a very talented guy and a great producer. We co-produced the album, and he's really good at what he does. And he was the one that found everybody wanted to be a part of it. The hardest part was saying, we don't have any more room to bring more people, and there's 90 people on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So is he doing something for you, Carmine? Aren't you working with him as well?
I'm working with Fernando. Yeah, there he is. Yep. He's great. We started, Tom Dowd's family called me and said there's a guy that Tom Dowd was working with before he passed away, and that he wanted to work with me. And Vinny had built my studio for me as far as the computer and everything. So when I got a hold of him, I said, oh, this would be a great experience for me to learn how to work my studio. So we started sending things back and forth on the internet. And then I realized this guy is really badass, man. Right now we have 14 songs. They're instrumentals, but they're really good. We had great hooks and all that, Oh, he said his head is swelling there. Yeah, and but it's really good stuff. And then he found this guy that mixed the Ram album. He mixes it here in Florida, and he did all our mixing too. And it's really great sounding stuff. So we have a record deal also with Cleopatra. It looks like that's going to come out, and we're going to call it Energy Overload, because it's just full of energy. And I'm playing a lot faster than Vinny ever played.
Oh, wait.
Oh, come on, impossible.
No, it's really a great fun album, and a lot of playing. And we got Derek Serenian on playing keyboards with us on 2 tracks, and that was really cool. Him and Fernando taking forwards. It's really pretty awesome.
Well, let me tell you something. This has been incredible. I mean, Geoff Tate, Denny Seiwell, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, Make sure you like us. Make sure you share this. Tell everybody about Artists on Lockdown, Hanging and Banging.
You forgot something. You forgot the questions.
All right, I'll do it. Well, I did it earlier. We got so behind here.
I know. But we have no time limit.
I'll do the question.
See what happens with pills?
All right, I'll do it. Here, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fiber
so
pill.
Denny, someone wants to know. Ironically, her name is Linda. Wants to know what the situation was like with Linda. We know that she really didn't have a whole lot of, if any, musical experience before all this. And then Paul just wanted to be with her so much romantically. He said, "I want you on stage." Is that the whole genesis of the Linda?
Yeah, she didn't want to be there, but Paul wanted her there. He needed her there because he just left his mates, the band, the Beatles. He had to break it up before Alan Klein would have taken everything that they've earned. You know, he had to stick to his guns. He made the right decision. He needed Linda with him, and he showed her how to play the parts that she'd have to play. She scared the life out of her. She got the dirty end of the stick. I must say, Linda was a very special lady. She had problems, you know, like everybody does, but she was a very special lady, and it's just a shame that it worked out the way it did, you know.
Yep.
And then we lost her really early too. But we dedicated this record to Paul and Linda, because she was a very big part of it. She had a beautiful rock and roll background, and I'm so glad that she was in the band, even though she was limited.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Now, Geoff, a question from Al wants to know: you're at vocals and not including present company excluded, because that's just too freaking easy. Who is your? And you're a 5-piece, and you're the vocalist. Who's your all-star team?
Oh, the band?
Yeah. You know, your band members are excluded, and President Company is excluded.
Oh, okay. Gee, that's
You can't pick Ron.
I accept.
You know, I played an acoustic show a couple years ago, just me and Bumblefoot, and he is
awesome.
Incredible. I love his guitar playing, and as a person, he's so.
Yeah,
he's just a gentleman, you know, and
he's one of our regulars on this show. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed playing with him. So I'd pick him on guitar.
Did he play the double neck?
Oh yeah. They double neck.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who's on bass?
Oh, on bass. I'd probably take a keyboard bass, actually. And so I'd probably take somebody like Claude Chanel.
Wow.
Claude, hey.
That's one of your lots.
I know him.
Your cousin.
Yeah, because Claude could play a mean left hand and take care of the bass parts and also do cool keyboard stuff too. Mm-hmm. And entertain us with his clever stories.
The dangerous question is the drums. Who's on that?
Oh gosh, drums. There's so many amazing drummers. Most of them are on this screen right now.
That's why I said that's too easy.
Yeah,
too easy.
Man,
how about that guy that was at the New Year's party?
Man, that was tricky. I almost said his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Drummer. Probably. What's that kid that plays for Dream Theater? What's his name?
Oh, Mike Portnoy.
Mike Portnoy.
No, the other guy.
No. The other.
Mike.
Oh my gosh, he's the other guy. That's all we know.
No. Come on,
no, I'd probably take Portnoy because he's so flamboyant. Yeah. I like that about him. Yeah, that's who I'd have.
Awesome. That's an awesome team right there, man.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do this question answer thing every week, so make sure all of you guys, Kevin's out there, M, Henry, and Big Al, Betty Ann, of course, Pauline, all you people that are just supporting us every week. So many people sending us comments. Thank you for supporting us. Geoff Tate, God bless you, man. Just and your voice, keep that freaking throat.
Yeah, man.
Please do whatever you got to do.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh no, that's his real voice. That's the
you ruined his voice now, Ron.
Oh man, that was great.
And
no, I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys and listening to those stories. There's nothing I like better than sitting around having
I'm glad we got you.
Listening to the stories. I love that.
Yeah. We love hearing the stories and chiming in. That's what makes the show really cool, because everybody's got stories and intertwine with other people, you know, and we get to know stuff that we never knew. I never knew you did wine, you know.
Yeah.
I never knew Bumblefoot did the taco stuff, you know.
Yeah. And he's serious about it too, man. I mean, it's like the chemistry of it all, you know.
Yeah. Well,
I gotta say, Denny played on "Live and Let Die." I mean, come on.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
man.
You know, what was better than playing on it was watching him write it.
Really?
He wrote it in 10 minutes. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, you told that story at the rock camp. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it blew my mind, man. So, and that record was recorded in and out with a 40-piece orchestra, mixed, overdubbed, everything in 3 hours at George Martin's studio.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I worked with George at what Geoff Beck, and he was pretty amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Really amazing.
How did it happen, Dan? How did the writing happen? He said it happened in 10 minutes?
Yeah, well, he wrote they gave him the book to read. He said, I got to write the theme for the next Bond movie. And they gave me the book. So he said, I read the Ian Fleming novel the night before, and we were up the house. And he said, I got it. Let me see. James Bond. Ba-ba-bum. 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 Ba-bum. So he did that. All of a sudden, he said, okay, that's good. Ba-da-dum. So he had a little chase scene there. And then he said, well, now I got to write some a melody, which is his thing. So he wrote this beautiful thing, and he said, we were deep into reggae music at the time, and he said, well, it's filmed in Jamaica, so I got to throw some reggae in there. So he wrote a little reggae, boom, chicka boom, chicka boom. He wrote this little reggae beat. We all got our instruments out. We were all sitting there in the living room, and within an hour, we had the song all laid out. Man, he sent it. A little tape of it over to George Martin. George wrote the orchestra. A couple of days later, we're in the studio recording it. Bang, in and out.
Unreal.
Yeah, so cool. I mean, you can't see that happening these days, even with today's technology. That doesn't happen.
Not that cool.
No.
Technology gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
Well, guys, once again,
cool.
This was great. Thanks for joining us, all that stuff. But anyway, really,
get some wine.
Thank you, Geoff. Carmine, Vinny, love you guys. All you out there, keep hanging and banging with us every Thursday night right here, Artists on Lockdown. We'll see you next week. We got so many guests come up. I think we just signed Eddie Trunk today. Are we doing the Loverboy thing or what?
We got Dave Amato next week from REO, and he played with Nugent. I'm trying to get Derek St. Holmes on that same show.
Awesome.
Two singers of Nugent. You know?
We've had Ted on this show twice already.
Yeah, that's right. Ted. Yeah, every time we had Ted on the show, we couldn't get a word in.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I love the fact that you're doing this.
He was on 2 weeks ago. The show ended just before we got on the air with you. It's amazing.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Be safe.
See you later, man.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
Thank you. Thanks, man.
Thank you.